The move that you're too scared to make could be the move that changes everything for you. Let that sink in. The move that you are scared to make could change everything for you. Hello, beautifuls. My name is Giselle, co-host of the Strong Self-Lovers podcast and founder and CEO of the Create app, an app specifically created for content creators. We should be launching in early November. We're getting closer, you guys. I'm so excited for this project. But if that's something that you're interested in, make sure that you follow us on Instagram. I'll be updating you guys all in there. And here by the end of August, I should be telling you guys what the app is all about. So make sure you subscribe here as well. But today we're gonna talk about 7 hard pills to swallow that will help us unfuck our life. These are the pills that you need to confront to finally create a positive change in your life. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure that you subscribe and let's get right into it. Number 1, you are responsible for your own life. No one, and I do mean no one, is coming to save you. It is easy to blame circumstances, other people, and sometimes even fate for the things that are happening and occurring in our lives. However, we have to realize that we have the power to change it, and we also have to take accountability in the decisions that we have made that have brought us to this point in our lives. And that includes the good, the bad decisions. All of the decisions that you have made in your life have brought you to this point. And the more that we take accountability of that and become self-aware of that, the more that we can grow and actually learn from our past mistakes and make a difference in our future. Giving your power away and playing the victim mode is only gonna take you so far. And technically, it's not even gonna take you far at all. It's literally gonna take you backwards. It's literally gonna take you back into that victim mentality, and you're gonna hate your life, you're gonna be more depressed, you're gonna be anxious, and you're just gonna hate the life that you have created. I feel like when we take that power back, there's no one to blame but ourselves for where we are in this life. I think for me, a big one for this one was when I got married at 19, and I got married in a couple of years in, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't think this was a good idea. And I remember the turning point for me was like, do I want to waste 5 years of my life, or do I want to waste 20 years of my life? I'll go with the 5. And after I started like my healing journey, also, yeah, like we didn't see eye to eye on certain things, but how did I fuck up? What was I lacking? I didn't know how to communicate. I didn't know how to speak to my partner. I didn't know how to express my emotions. I had barely any emotional intelligence when it came to the people I loved. And also, I didn't know how to be a wife. I was messy. I didn't know how to cook. And I'm not saying that to be a wife, you need to know those things. But hey, if you're starting a family, I'm gonna probably need to know those things for my family, right? When I do have kids in the future. And I couldn't fall into that victim mode of like, my mom never taught me how to clean. My mom never taught me how to cook. My mom didn't taught me a lot of things. But I have to take responsibility of my life. And that means teaching myself. That means breaking bad habits. That means creating brand new habits. And that means changing my mindset. Not only my perspective and how I look at it in the world, but also like how I even talk to myself, how I even talk in general, you know, from going to a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. That takes a big shift. There's a lot of habits that we have to change to get there. Because if you have been taught that money doesn't grow on trees and that money is hard to get and that there's not enough, you grow up with that anxiety of like there's not enough, and you throw that into your life. So take your power back, take responsibility of your life, because nobody is here to save you. Number 2, comfort zone stifles growth. The move that you're too scared to make could be the move that changes everything for you. Let that sink in. The move that you are scared to make could change everything for you. And I think I made a video about this too, of creating this app, right? The Create app. And at first it was gonna be 10 grand, and now we're almost at 20 grand. But even with the 10 grand, I remember I sat myself down and I had a conversation. And I was like, Giselle, if you lost these $10,000, how would that affect your life? But if you didn't invest this in your dream, these $10,000 in this idea, this vision that you have, how would you feel? Because this one move that you may be scared to make, because it's not like it was my last $10,000. And maybe if it was, you know, for some of us it is. But that move that you're scared to make, like I feel it in my bones. Like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Like the Lord brought me here for a reason, and this will be totally worth it. Staying within your comfort zone may feel safe, but it limits your potential. It limits your growth, literally. One of the things that I'm gonna have to change with starting this business, this Create app, this as a startup, as a founder, as a CEO, I'm probably gonna have to move. I live in Florida right now. I love Florida. It's a vibe. I've been here all my life besides when I lived in Cuba. But guess what? I live where people are retired. The retired people already made their money. I need to move. This is my comfort zone. I've never lived anywhere else. I'm scared. I don't really have family. I have friends here. Next year, I'll probably be moving to Austin, Texas. Hey, Austin. But, that's scary. But to be successful in what I'm trying to create, to be successful in my business, this is what I need to do. So let that sink in. That move that you're too scared to make could change everything. Everything for you. Number 3, not everyone will support you. And coupled with that, not everyone is rooting for you. Not everybody wants the best for you. Even the people that you love and that love you deeply, sometimes they don't know what's best for you. And sometimes they don't guide you the right path. I remember back in the day, my friend Crystal, she started me on Amway. She had gotten in this Amway thing. And she was like, oh my gosh, you should totally try this. You should do this business opportunity. And I was skeptical, but with Amway, one of the things that I did love is that I learned a lot in the process. I read The Go-Giver, and that's one of my favorite books in business, which I made a list about books that I've learned from. And in The Go-Giver, the most important thing that I learned from that book was give more than you take, specifically in business. So I'm forever thankful for that. But the only reason that I joined or even got involved in Amway in the first place was because it came from a friend. It came from someone I trusted. It came from someone that I loved. And in my mind, my naive mind, 4 years ago, the people that you love always want the best for you. The people that you love will always bring amazing opportunities to you, right? Because they love you and they care for you. Wrong, wrong, wrong. And I'm not saying that they do it on purpose. I'm just saying that it is what it is. I had no idea. Now I know. Amway is a freaking MLM. Do not join any MLMs. Create your own business. Don't believe the hype of Monat or whatever of oh my gosh, yeah, I make my own hours. 99.9999 of the people in these MLMs are literally making no money. And they just get sucked into buying these products. So 0 out of 10 recommend. But yeah, not everyone's gonna support you. Not everybody is going to. And I learned that even starting at MLM, my mom was like, what the hell is this? I ain't buying nothing from you, But now starting my own business, my own company, the Create app, it's so many things going on in my head, and you expect the people around you to be your biggest supporters, but sometimes they're not. And sometimes they're your biggest haters. So if you do decide to do that thing that you feel like it's gonna change your life, just know that some people are gonna be left behind. Some people are not gonna understand the journey. Some people are not gonna see your vision. Some people are literally gonna laugh in your face. And that's okay, because it's not their vision to see and it's not their journey to take. And one of the things that I always remember too is that someone out there less qualified than you is doing what you want to do just because they had the balls and the audacity to ask, to try, and to do it. So stop playing it small. And I'm actually making a video about just quotes that have been able to help me change my perspective. And one of them I'll share with you guys is, most people don't lack knowledge. They know what they need to do. They lack execution. And I got that from Alex Hermosi. They don't lack knowledge, they lack execution, because most of the time we just think, plan, write down, especially with the summer business that I was starting this summer, right? Creating content for local businesses. What the fuck is going on with that? I haven't done anything. But we continue to plan, and then we never execute. So make sure that we give ourselves a deadline, hey, you have 5 days to get all the knowledge, all the information that you can to plan, to do the planner, all those things. And then baby, day 6, we're fucking doing it. I don't care if you're unprepared, we're gonna figure it along the way. And that's literally what I have to literally push myself to do, or else we stay on this stagnant hill. Just throw yourself off the fucking cliff. Number 4, your worth is not defined by others. Tied with, social media is a tool to distract you from the life that you don't like. Your worth is also not defined by your accomplishments. I'm actually making a video on this. I feel like I'm 28 and I haven't accomplished anything. And these are the kind of things that we tell ourselves, right? This is the real. Because even though we can be super positive and we're positive to other people, sometimes we're like the nastiest to ourselves, right? So I literally had to sit down and like, Giselle, first of all, your worth is not tied with your accomplishments. Because in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm 28. Yes, I got married at 19. Woohoo! But girl, you got divorced at 25. Yes, I graduated from college and I got my bachelor's in biology as a pre-med student. But girl, you never went to medical school. The shade. But to that, I had to tell myself, fuck what you bring to the table. Literally, fuck what you bring to the table. Because even now in relationships, what do you bring to the table? I don't want to bring nothing to the table. I don't want my worth to be what I can do for others. I want my worth is already within me. Like, you either fuck with me or you don't. And that's on period. In a world driven by external validation, it's easy to get lost in it. It's easy to get lost in the validations of like, oh, I'm getting views on YouTube. Oh, I'm getting likes on Instagram. Oh, this guy likes me because I know how to cook, clean, and do all these things, you know? Like, I want people to want me in their lives because of just who I am, you know? Like, things that cannot be taken away from me. My diploma, all of these things, these outer things can be taken away from me, but guess what? You can't take my character. You can't take the peace that I bring, the peace that I give myself. You can't take my joy. You can't take my smile. You can't take my aura. It's bright, it's yellow, it's golden. It makes you feel warmth. Like, you can't take that from me. And those are the things that I want people to know me for. Not like the YouTube, not the multi-million-dollar business. But I want people to know me for how I make them feel. And not so much of like, what am I bringing to the table? And I feel like every time we speak about that, it's just so material and it's so like external. And I feel like when we tie our worth to external things, then when those things go away, then we feel worthless. In the book, Welcome Home, she talked about that. And she talked about creating a safe space and a home within ourselves. Because what a lot of people do is that they create a home in other people. And then once that person leaves, then they feel homeless. So start with you. Start creating worth within you. Love yourself first. Create here first. And then overpour into others. Number 5, you all need to hear it. I read this before preparing for this video and girl was like, okay, damn. Change is uncomfortable. And if you don't start today, you probably won't start tomorrow either. Girl, I feel personally attacked because I've gained weight, but not so much weight that like, oh, I need to do something about it right away. But I've gained enough where I don't feel like the best in my body. And I know that creating this business and YouTube and podcasting and all these things and money has been extremely tight. I've been stress eating and I just been eating chocolate and sugar and refined sugars and all these things that are not healthy for me, that are not good for me, right? And sugar is like highly addictive. So for the last couple of months, I've literally been saying, okay, this is the last Snicker I'm gonna have. This is the last cookie I'm gonna have. And on Sunday, I literally told myself the same thing. And I remembered about this. You know, change is uncomfortable. But if you don't start today, you probably won't start tomorrow because baby, you've been saying this for months now. So guess what? I was like, damn, you're right. So I did like cold turkey. I did a 33-hour fast. I didn't eat anything for 33 hours just to like reboot and reset. And I'm actually making a video on this because I'm like, this is very important. Like I'm changing my body for my birthday so I can look hella fine for St. Lucia. But I wanted to do some research on like, okay, fasting, first of all, super good for your body, especially 36 hours of fasting. It gets like the bad gut bacteria like back to normal levels, especially when it comes to refined sugars. So you're not craving it. And that's exactly what I needed. But I did more research and I was watching videos from the Diary of a CEO and things like that. And I compiled this like list of things prior to, whether it's workouts, things to eat to help you de-bloat and all these things. And even though I'm super excited for that video, also, when I told you guys about that gig that I almost got, or in the process of getting, right, for the summer, I was procrastinating. I was like, oh, I'll just do it tomorrow. I'll send him the paperwork. I don't know if it was like self-doubt, imposter syndrome, whatever it was, but I just ignored it like the plague. I procrastinated like the plague. I didn't want to send this man my prices. I didn't want to put myself out there. And that's an uncomfortable place that I was just like avoiding like the plague, right? And I finally got to it and I sent him everything. So I'm just waiting for him to reply. And I can't feel bad if he doesn't, because I literally ghosted him for a whole month. I'm so sorry, Jimmy. But moving forward, like, I feel much better now. So like moving forward is like, just do it. Stop saying I'll start tomorrow. Start today. Do it right now. And that goes on like with big things, with small things. If you say you're gonna clean your room now. Don't do it tomorrow. If you're gonna go to the gym, just go. Don't even sit down, girl. Get your ass up. Let's go. You can be with it. Tutudora, hey. Swiping on swiping. Oh man. Hey, Dora Dick. Okay, we're back. Number 6. Life isn't fair. And hard work doesn't always pay off. Let that sink in. Hard work doesn't always pay off. By now, we should all understand that bad things happen to good people all the time. It's not, oh, you did good deeds, nothing shitty's gonna happen to you. Like, it's the luck of the draw. You know what I mean? It's all about your perspective and how you work through it, because this too shall pass. And it's just a waste of our time to focus on the things that we can't control. So making sure that we focus on the things that we can control, like our actions, our reactions, and our mindset, because perspective is everything. But that last part of hard work doesn't always pay off, I feel like it needs to be tied with smart. You gotta work smart, not just harder. You gotta work smart, because if you work hard in the wrong direction, that will not get you anywhere. Especially in an industry where it's all apps now, it's all social media, it's all tech. If you stay behind on that, you're not gonna progress. You can still be working hard in the newspaper business, but guess what? No one fucking reads the newspaper for the most part. So you need to upgrade your game. You need to level up. You need new skills to be able to stay in the game, because working hard will not always pay off. And last but not least, number 7, you can't change others. Tied with, the only potential you should be seeing is in yourself. Ooh, say it louder for the people in the back. The only potential that you should be seeing is in yourself. I feel like we're out here trying to actively, and what I think about is relationships, especially romantically. I feel like we're out here trying to change people into being better, hard worker, loving, to loving us right. All of these things, like, oh my gosh, I see the potential. Fuck that potential. The only potential that you should be able to see is yours, because you control that. You see it. You know you are capable, more than capable, and more than willing to do the work. Stop falling in love with the facade of what people could be and focus on what people are. When people show you who they are the first time, believe them. Like, stop dating potential. We should be dating someone that if we say, damn, if this person doesn't change, I would still be with them, because I like who they are now. You know, I'm not obsessed of who they could be. And I feel like coming into terms with this will just save us so much heartbreak and frustration, because people are not changing in the speed that we want them to change, or doing the things that we want them to do. If they're not doing that from the get-go, then why are you with them? Focus on your potential. Focus on what you can change, and focus on you becoming the best version of you that you can be. These have been my 7 hard truths that I've had to tell myself lately. So I hope that these resonated with some of you, and that it can help you grow and self-reflect and be self-aware, because your potential is exponential. I love you guys, and I'll catch you in the next video. Ciao.